Hello. I'm literally sitting here and eating gooseberries. Someone thought these were grapes, but it's gooseberries. I think it's called gooseberries. Have y'all not eaten these before? They're so crunchy. I mean, when they're not ripe, they're very crunchy and very sour, but when they're ripe, they should be like this, red. And when they're not ripe, they are greenish. I was watching this video from the Diary of a CEO and I wanted to discuss it with you guys. I don't know, it was so interesting. And it is the one with adult movies are rewiring your brain. Basically what he said was that it's so much, but okay, so as a normal human being, we usually try to change the environment that we live in when we want to adapt. So for instance, let's say the temperature is really warm outside. So what we will do is we will turn down or turn on the AC or the air conditioning so that it will get colder outside. But what we have to do is look internally, because changing things outside to fit each and every one of us is impossible. Like, we cannot change society or the environment to fit everyone. It's impossible. So we have to look inside and change what's inside in order to fit into society. And he also said that this is basically low-key a summary of what he said. But he also said that happiness, productivity, and success, people think that you have to trade the other to gain the other. Trade one to get one. So you have to trade, for instance, productivity in order to get success. Or like, you cannot be productive and happy at the same time, which is false, because obviously research has shown that those people who are more happy at work and are more productive are also obviously more happy, and they do a better work. These three factors are like interconnected. You should like go for having all three of those met. But in today's society, if we connect this to a I'm sorry, that's my neighbors. But yeah, but if we connect this to adults, give me a second. Yeah, so if we connect this to adult videos, you know what type of videos I mean. Those who like are haram, you cannot watch those. But basically, so when you watch these videos, okay, so there is this part of your brain called amygdala. I think that's called that's what it is called in English. That part of the brain is basically the part that reads the negative emotions such as stress, anxiety, all of these negative emotions. But when you watch adult haram videos, that part of your brain gets restricted and you get a spike of dopamine levels. And as you are watching it, you're basically getting dopamine and buying motivation. Okay, so he explained it like, okay, so if I drink like a soda and the soda tastes good, then obviously I would want to drink it tomorrow as well. By watching it and opening, is that a word? Increasing your dopamine levels, you basically buy motivation and like craving. And that's how basically people get addicted. So a lot of people, mostly men, who are addicted to these adult videos, they don't necessarily have to do the thing. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Do the thing in order to be satisfied. Instead, like, some people actually watch it in order to shut the negative emotions out and get calmer. So it doesn't have to be that they're watching it to satisfy themselves. It could literally be that they want to calm their inner dark thoughts. Does that make sense? Sorry, my man's called me, so I was talking to him a bit. Is the sun going down? Anyways, I don't even know where I ended the thing. But, yeah. So people might watch, these adult things, not to satisfy themselves, but to, get calm, literally calm. Which is so interesting because I've never thought about it in that way. Oh my god, did you see how fast it just got dark? I don't know, I just thought that was so interesting, like an interesting aspect of it, because usually when we think about adult video addiction, people think that it's for self gratification, is that the word? But it doesn't have to be that. It's literally an addiction, and you get calmer when you watch it. It doesn't have to be like in a nasty way. You just get calmer. Oh, and another thing that he was talking about, which was so interesting, was that in today's society, women does not need, or we're not in need of a man to procreate. So of course we need men to procreate, of course, but we don't need a partner, or we don't need like a man to do that. We could go to like a sperm bank and get stuff there. Or for instance, it is easier for a woman to find someone to get pregnant with rather than a man finding a woman who would carry his child. So it is easier for women to procreate without needing a man. You get what I'm trying to say? I think y'all have heard this, but the desire to have children has also decreased significantly. A lot of women does not want children anymore, like these days. Women are more independent. Like, it's more like a fuck guys, you know, we don't need them attitude. And I think this creates a very, like, men kind of have this resentment towards women because of this. And I think, or not I think, but he was talking about this in his video, that this resentment manifests through the anger emotion. Like, men are angry and women can feel this. So that's also why a lot of women would rather be with a bear in the forest late at night instead of a man, because it is more safe. It is safer. So yeah, and he had a great so he also said that so when he was younger, he was both Steven and this doctor, Dr. K, what was his name? Whatever, this doctor, he said that when I was younger, I was like socially awkward. I didn't know how to talk to women. He just had a hard time. But the society that we lived in before forced him to talk to women, whether that would be at a workplace, school, or if he, it was just a natural thing that you have had to socialize. But then when COVID hit, it got a lot worse for everyone, of course. But if we think about like in the dating aspect, like in this aspect, then it got a lot worse for men, and specifically for men who needs help, like more socially awkward people, basically. This got really, really worse during COVID because it did not force them to actually socialize. The social anxiety, social anxiety, depression, like all of these things increased, and it just got a lot worse. And he had a great example. So he said, like, imagine there being a bird who has a very pointy beak, yeah, which can eat like insects, like pick on insects. And then there's this other bird who has a very strong beak, who can crush nuts. And then imagine these insects that the bird needs in order to survive. These insects would be extinct. So this means that the bird no longer is needed, or not needed, but it cannot eat. It has to adapt to its new environment. So either it has to learn how to crush nuts, or otherwise it will eventually get extinct. Yeah. Die out, basically. And some of these birds did manage to adapt, but some of them couldn't, because it's not in their nature. And it's the same with men. There is this one group of men that eventually in the future will die out. They will get extinct because especially during COVID, and the society that we live in is like a very bad state. This is a very bad era for these men. Even like he said, if you go to a park, for instance, and you see a family. So let's say you see a family and there is this husband, the wife, the kids. And if you look at the husband, for instance, the husband might have like a normal salary. He's a normal good looking guy, average guy. And he said that this man would never survive in today's society, because there were other ways of living before. A group of men between 15 and 50, I think, or 40, 15 and 50, they will never, their genes will never be reproduced. Like, they will die out. And he said that this is like a fact. It's just like something that will happen. And I don't know why, but it sounded so bad. Like, it sounded so bad because oh, and also like regarding dating and whatever, so when people watch adult movies so imagine you're hungry, okay? These analogies were also in the video. It's not from me, okay? It was in the video. So anyways, he said that imagine you being hungry, okay? You crave food, and your body needs calories, it needs fiber, it needs like vitamins, all these good stuff in order to, feel satisfied, or what your body needs, basically. But let's say then that you eat donuts, okay? And you satisfy this hunger craving feeling that you have. Even though your body needs fiber and vitamins and all of these good stuff, you will still feel satisfied, even though you just ate donuts. And that is the same principle with adult movies. I'm saying adult movies because I know there are some, like my cousin is watching. Hi. Okay, so it's like this. The whole meal, the fiber, the calories, the vitamins, everything. That's the whole, like, a relationship. That's what a relationship is about. A relationship is not just about lust, okay? It's like deeper levels into a relationship, commitment, loyalty, like all of these things. Also lust. So when a man watches adult movies, the adult movies only satisfy the lust portion of this thing called a relationship. And when that part is satisfied, the same way when you eat a donut, you don't feel hungry anymore. When that portion is satisfied, they no longer feel that all the other components or all the other factors that is important in order to have a healthy relationship, good connections, all of the other layers that is needed is not worth it. So having this mindset is really detrimental for our society. And it is basically how our society looks like today. It is a lot harder to create connections. It is a lot harder to find a partner. It is a lot harder to build a good relationship. I know I have a couple of friends who are like, oh, I hope I will find someone, or I think I have too high standards, or some of my friends are like, no, I'm not gonna find anyone until like my standards are met, whatever. And honestly, their standards are pretty like the bare minimum. I want a nice guy who's kind, who treats me well, whatever. And they don't find anyone and think like, oh, there's something wrong with me. But there is nothing wrong with you. It's just how the society is built today. It is a lot harder to connect to people. Like, it is a lot harder in here to connect. People don't feel motivated. People don't crave the deeper level than lust, which is so sad. It is so sad. Oh, and also, he also talked about, I thought that this was so interesting, but he said, so when men reach out for help, for instance, if they want to meet someone or whatever, a lot of men are very nervous when they meet someone, or some men are literally socially awkward. They don't know how to approach a woman, or they don't know how to, I don't know, they're just shy people, you know? So they don't know. And when they reach out for help, like, hey, can you help me? Like, how do I talk to her? Or what should I do? Whatever. The answer they usually get is just stop being a creep, or just work harder, or like, don't you know how to talk to women? Like, what's your problem? What's your issue? And so for men, their solutions has to come from themselves, because men should fix their own problems. Men should be able to get their shit together. And this is also a really bad mindset, because if men don't get help when they reach out for help, then how on earth are they gonna approach some, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, if someone says like, hey, how do I ride this bike? And I would like, just ride it. Like, you should know how to ride a bike. No, I don't know. Yeah, so it's become like a really bad loop for both men and women when it comes to building relationships, and people aren't getting the emotional connection that they want, the relationship, the, you know, because even lust comes in that package, you know? there are different components in a relationship, and lust is one of them. So when they don't get all of the components satisfied and turn to like the digital watch, like adult videos, and only satisfy the lust feelings, that is just short-term pleasure or short-term goals, short-term winning, basically. It will not work in the long run because you need all the components in order to be happy. Yeah, I can link the video down below. You probably know what video it is. It is The Diary of a CEO, and it is called Adulthood Videos, but you know the real word there's so many, like, anyways, is rewiring our brain or something like that. Yeah, it was so interesting. But I think y'all should go and watch that video, because even though a lot of things, because he talked about a lot of different things, and some of them were like, oh, I knew this, but some of them were like, I knew this, but I haven't thought about that in this way, or through this perspective, or through this lens. And yeah, at the end of the day, we're all humans. We're literally all humans, and we can't be good at everything. We need to help each other out. Each and every one of us is just a person living our life for the first time. Like, you're living your life for the first time ever on the planet Earth, and we're just trying to cope and learn, and learn as we go. But if we just gonna hate on everyone and not help each other, then that creates a very bad environment for people. And it doesn't just affect like one group of people. Eventually it will affect everyone. But I don't know, I've never thought about it this way, so it was kind of like an eye-opener. Yeah. I've been talking a lot now. I don't know, I hope I didn't ramble too much, and I hope I got my message out there. I don't even know what the message that I wanted to get out was. Okay? Yeah. We just have to be more kinder to one another. And if you have like an addiction, he also talked about like how to get rid of your addiction. So first of all, if you have this specific addiction, like adult video addiction, then you should, he will talk about that in like more like nuanced, deeper. But in general, if you want to quit your addiction, first of all, you have to decide, if I'm gonna quit it, I'm gonna quit it now. Because if you quit, okay, when you quit, your cravings will like over time get more, of course, and then you will reach a point where the cravings will just disappear. So he explained it like, let's say you want to eat a candy, okay, a candy that you really should not eat. You will start to have a battle in your head. You'll be like, should I eat it? No, I shouldn't. Should I? No. Yes. No. No. Oh, but should I? You will have a mental battle with yourself regarding eating the candy or not. And the second you say, you know what, I'm gonna eat it, and you go for it, or if you say, nope, I'm not gonna eat it, and you don't, whatever your outcome goal would be, if you really think about that, the hardest part is the battle in your head. The second you decide, the craving will fall. Like you will forget that you had the craving. The battle that you have in your head is good. Like, keep having those battles in your head. Those are good for you. Like that's how you do the, that's when you do the progress basically. And by time, those battles or those voices will eventually be lowered. Like it will get easier to make a decision. Oh, and then when you decide that you want to quit, do it as quick as possible. So basically what he says is that, so if you want to quit your addiction, let's say you decide that you want to do it now. You quit, but then unfortunately you relapse. So you start your addiction again. The next time you're gonna try to quit, it will be a lot harder than the first time. The more battles you lose, eventually you will lose the war, you know? So you have to quit, like when you decide, like stick to it. And then he also said, like, so the first thing is that even though you should not quit like immediately, you should, for instance, say like, okay, each and every day I'm gonna watch adult movies for an hour, and then stick to that. And then eventually by time, maybe you can do the hours shorter, or you can maybe skip a day or whatever. Anyways, he talks about that in the video, really good. But yeah, if you have an addiction or whatever, I don't have one, but so I just can't imagine how that must feel like, but I can like picture it being really, really, really difficult. So it is good to seek out help, and don't be scared of seeking out help, because we're, like I said, we're all humans. Like we can't do everything by ourselves. We need help. We need help from each other, from other people. We need to get other perspectives. We need to, you know, talk to someone. It's not good to just be in your own thoughts, because if you're just in your own head with your own thoughts, with your own knowledge, then you will not evolve. Like you will stay the same. So talk to someone. And if you feel like, no, I cannot talk to someone, whatever, then don't tell anyone. Go talk to a psychiatrist or whatever, and you don't even have to tell anyone if that feels better. Or tell someone that you're really close with. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna go inside now because my phone just died. Oh, sponsor me. Anyways, I just wanted to say bye. I feel like that ending was a bit rude. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that. Yeah, and I will see you guys on Monday, probably. It is Friday today. Yeah, so I will see you guys next week. This chocolate is so good. I need to stop eating these. Anyways, bye guys. Love you guys. Sleep tight. And oh my gosh, just end the video. Oh my god. Okay, bye.